Hello, my name is Amy Heyse, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be walking you through how to draw Saint Veronica. We celebrate her feast day on July 12th, and I'm going to show you how to draw her using simple lines and simple shapes. For this tutorial, all you need is a piece of paper, a pencil, and something to color with. We're going to start off by drawing an oval shape for her head, and we want to put her head close to the top of the paper. So you, of course, can make your drawing look any way that you want. Feel free to make any changes, and it's okay if your drawing doesn't look exactly like mine. The point is that we're having fun and we're finding a way to connect to God through our creativity. So once you get your head put in, we're going to be putting in her neck, and we're going to do a curved line, kind of like a U or a smile line, and it's going to go right underneath where her chin would be, and it's just a little bit smaller. We're going to be putting in some little oval shapes for her fists, so kind of close towards her neck, but we're going to put one on each side. You're going to start off with a little sideways oval shape, kind of like this, and this is going to be for the fingers that are bunched up and holding the cloth. So one is going to go on this left side, and we're going to leave a little bit of space, and we're going to put another one over here, but on the right side. So they're just little ovals, kind of like this. And depending on how far you spread them apart, that kind of shows how far apart her hands are holding the veil. So once you get her hands spread out for that first part of her fist, we're going to be drawing a curved line for the top part of her little veil. So in between these two oval shapes, you're going to draw a curved line, think kind of like a smile line, and that is going to be for the top of this little veil. Now that we have that line put in, we can also add a little curve for the thumbs. So over here on this one to the left, we're going to add a little curve here, kind of starting at her fist and connecting to that smile line. So that's that thumb. And then also on the inside, but here on this right, you're going to add a little curve, and that's going to be for the thumb over there. And we can now turn these ovals into the bunched up fingers of her hand. So we're going to add a line in the middle and then one more line on each side, and it doesn't connect to the top. It just kind of stops just before the edge. So I'm going to do a line in the middle, and then I'm going to do one more line on each side, all the same length, and those are for her fingers kind of bunched up. We're going to be putting in the side edges of this cloth. So starting at her fist over here on the left side, kind of close to this last finger, I'm going to draw a diagonal line that comes down towards the left, and I just stop it for however long I want that to be. We're going to put another line over here on this right side, so close to the last finger of her fist, and we're going to angle it towards the right, and we're going to have it be about the same length. We're going to add another line for this fold of the fabric, so there'll be one on each side. So kind of close to where you started your edge, you're going to draw another line that comes down the same direction, and you're going to stop, and we're going to do the same thing over here, leave a little bit of space, and then draw a line that comes downwards like so. We're going to connect these lines together with a little swoop, so think kind of like a frown. So one will go here and one will go here, connecting those two together. For the bottom part, we're going to be doing a curved line. So it's going to kind of end kind of like right here in this middle. And I'm going to start just a little bit lower. And I'm going to curve my line under like this. And I'm stopping kind of about the middle over here on this right edge, like that. And I'm going to connect it on each side like this. So over here, I want to add one more curved line, kind of connecting this edge to this edge right here. So it kind of looks like the fabric is folded kind of behind, and I'll do it over here as well. So I'm just adding like a little swoop line over here. So now we have that fabric all put in. We'll come back and we'll do the face a little bit later. So over near the neck and chin of Saint Veronica, we're going to be doing a curved line, and that's going to create her shoulder and her arm. So you're going to start at the neck and chin. You're going to swoop past her fist, and you're going to come over and stop when you hit that fabric. We're going to do the same thing over on this side. So start at her neck and chin area, and you're going to curve your line past her fist, creating that shoulder and part of her arm, and then you're going to bring it in and stop at the fabric. We're going to add a line starting at her fist, and you're going to bring it down and stop over here. And this is going to create her forearm. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. So start at her fist and then stop whenever you hit the edge of that curved line. So we're going to put in 2 slightly diagonal lines for the length of her skirt. So I'm going to start her skirt here kind of close to the fabric, and I'm going to draw a line that comes down, slightly angled towards the left, and I just want to stop that line for however tall I want my Saint Veronica to be. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to start at the fabric that she's holding, and I'm going to bring a line that comes down at a slight angle but towards the right, and I'm going to stop kind of in the same spot. I'm going to connect the bottom of her skirt with a curved line, kind of like a smile. And you can make that skirt as full or narrow as you wish. We're going to be working on her veil next. So starting at the top of her head, I'm going to draw a line that comes down and towards her arm. So I'm just bringing it downwards, and I'm just stopping the line whenever I hit her arm or her shoulder. And I'm going to do one on this opposite side. So I'm starting at the top of that oval shape, and I'm bringing a line that comes down towards her shoulder or her arm like this. I'm going to add a kind of like an upside down U or rainbow line here for this inside part of her veil. So I'm going to start kind of here on her shoulder, and I'm going to come up towards the top of her head, leaving a little bit of space. And I'm going to drop it down on this side. So there's my big upside down U rainbow shape. And I'm going to erase these lines that were for the head because I no longer need those. So at the top of her head, right in the middle, we're going to be putting in some swoops for her hair. So I'm going to add one line that kind of comes off and towards the right. And I'm going to do a line that comes down and towards the left. So that looks like the part of her hair. Right about the middle of my oval shape, that's where I'm going to be putting in her face. And I'm going to be doing a simple face for my Saint Veronica, but you can change it however you wish. So I'm going to put one little circle here and one little circle here. Above her eyes, I'm going to put a curved line that comes down, think kind of like a frown, and these are going to be for her eyebrows. And in between her eyes and her chin, I'm going to put a little curved line, kind of like a smile, but this is actually for the bottom of her nose. In between her nose and her chin, I'm going to put a line. It's not quite straight, but not quite a full frown. I'm going to put a little mouth slightly downturned like this. So we're going to be finishing up by adding in the face of Jesus on her cloth. And my friend Elizabeth, who does iconography, she said that they call this fabric that Veronica's holding the holy napkin. So for the face of Jesus, the head shape, it's not quite an oval. We want it a little bit flat at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a slight curve at the top, kind of like a frown, and this is going to be for the top of Jesus's head. But instead of making it round on the bottom, kind of like what we did for Veronica, we want it a little bit more square. So we're going to add one line that comes down on the left side, one line that comes down on the right side, and then it's going to be slightly flat where his beard is going to go down at the bottom like this. We're going to add a little curve for his hair on each side. So kind of starting at the top of the head, I'm going to draw a line that comes down at a diagonal like this, and I'm going to connect it to the beard like that. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to do a line that comes down and towards the right like this, and then I'm going to connect it towards the bottom of the beard like this. At the top of the head, I'm going to put a line that comes straight down in the middle, and that's going to be for the part of Jesus's hair. And I'm going to add a curved line on each side for his hair coming down like this. I go past the edges of his head just a little bit, like so. I'm going to erase these lines right here for those sides of the head that we no longer need. And right here, kind of where the hair went past the head, but against the edge of the face, I'm going to put a little curved line for the ear on the left side and a little curve for the ear over here on the right. Right about the middle of the head, I'm going to put a curve like a smile, and this is going to be for Jesus's closed eyes. So I leave a little bit of space, and I'm going to do another one over here on this right side. And in between the eyes and the bottom of the face, I'm going to put another curve, and this is going to be for his nose. There's going to be a little up and down line kind of in the middle, hinting at the bridge of his nose. Above each eye, I can put a little rectangle shape for his eyebrows. And to finish up his face, right by the nose, I'm going to add a line that comes down towards the left here, and one that comes down and towards the right here. I'm going to add a line underneath the nose for the top of this mustache, and then I'm going to add one line on each side underneath and connect it. So it's kind of like a rectangle shape underneath. For the crown of thorns, near the top of his head, above his eyebrows, I'm going to do a wavy line. So I start right past his hair, and I'm going to move my pencil up and down like a wave and go past his head on the other side. And if I want that crown a little bit bigger, I can add another wavy line. So I'm going to go up and down, kind of crisscrossing like this. So the way those lines crisscross, it looks like the tangles of those thorns, and I can add little thorns on top to finish up that crown. So I'm just adding little spikes by kind of putting in diagonal lines or little triangles, kind of poking up and down in different directions. And you can add as many or as few of those as you wish, just however many can fit. And once you get your thorns all drawn out, unless there are any other details that you want to add to your Saint Veronica or this image of Jesus on her fabric. We can go ahead and start to color it. So when I color, I love to use markers because that's what shows up well on camera. And when I do that, I like to outline my pencil with a pen kind of like this first, but you can use your favorite art supplies at home, and we'll get back together in just a little bit. Thank you so much for following along. I would love to see how your Saint Veronica drawings turned out. Feel free to tag me on social media, and know that I post new Catholic-inspired art tutorials here on my channel every month. Another way that you can help support my channel is through my Buy Me a Coffee page and art supply wish list. I want to remind you that you are loved, God loves you very much, and He loves your artwork very much. Thank you so much for following along, and I'll see you in the next video.